Hey guys, these are going to be my reviews for the week of June 18th. There were only 6 books this week, so I'll be counting it down from 6 to number 1. Timestamps will be down below in the description if you want to skip around a little bit. So let's get into it. Starting with number 6, I think this is a book that's going to be a point of contention for some people that have read this. This is Batman Eternal number 11, and this is number 6 on my list because it's the only book that I didn't really enjoy, and I think it's the artwork that really killed this book for me. The artwork by who is it? Ian Bertram is not something that I would normally think is bad. It's something that I think would work very well maybe in a different type of book, but in a Batman story, in Batman Eternal, it does not work, and there's some scenes that it really drove me crazy. Outside of the artwork, the story with Batgirl in South America was not something that I found particularly interesting, and I'm not a huge fan of these other Batmen coming in, this sort of Batman Inc. Stuff coming back. I was a fan, however, of the story progression back in Gotham with Julia Pennyworth and with Alfred and also with Catwoman, and the Stephanie Brown stuff was really cool, learning a little bit about Cluemaster's origin and what exactly she plans to do going forward. So it wasn't a total loss, but the artwork in most of the issue really killed it for me. I think this is probably my least favorite issue of Batman Eternal so far, and this cover's pretty bad. But I'm looking forward to it going forward. I'm hoping that Ian Bertram isn't doing any more art on the book, and I don't understand the thought process in putting him on an issue when his art style is so contrasting to what you normally expect in a Batman book. Like I said, in another independent series, I'd probably be the first one to talk about how much I loved his artwork, but it doesn't work in this particular story. So, last book on my list for this week. Next, number 5, this is Uncanny X-Men number 22. This is the resolution of this X-Men vs. S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline that's been going on, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. The past couple issues have dealt with the X-Men at the X-Mansion. They've been under attack by S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarriers that, Maria Hill say are out of the control of S.H.I.E.L.D., and also some Sentinels pop up in this issue. And we learned that it isn't S.H.I.E.L.D. that's doing it, and whoever is behind it is pretty interesting. It's not someone that I expected, so I'm interested in that. I'm also really interested in this Dazzler stuff that's been going on. If you're not familiar, Dazzler was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was sort of a mutant liaison with S.H.I.E.L.D., and something happened during this storyline that made Dazzler leave S.H.I.E.L.D., and she says something like, I finally realized that I'm not an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm an X-Man. So we're going to get Dazzler back in the book, and I think she's probably going to stay in Uncanny X-Men, although some people might not enjoy that, but I like this Dazzler that we've been seeing in these couple issues. Not much of a fan of older Dazzler, but I'm interested to see where this goes. The next couple issues are going to be the last will and testament of Charles Xavier. I think that's going to be a really interesting storyline. I think it's a tie-in with Original Sin, if I'm not mistaken, but I actually am really looking forward to it. So maybe pick up Uncanny number 23 if you're interested in this book. I'm excited about it going forward. Next on my list, this is number 4, Stradford Gray, Witchfinder, number 1 of 5, The Mysteries of Unland. In this particular storyline, Stradford Gray is investigating a murder that takes place when this guy drowns in this cure-all elixir. I forget what exactly the nature of that is, but Stradford Gray is inquiring into whether or not the inventor and distributor of this elixir is involved in any way, and he stays at this hotel and gets attacked by these giant eels that talk. So this is going to be a weird one, but it's going to be a story that I think is going to be really good, so I'm excited for it. Tyler Crook's artwork is not my favorite thing in the world. He draws faces strangely, eyes are really beady and small and like really far apart sometimes, but I think I can overlook that for the story. I'm definitely excited for it. I think I'm going to like this more than the last Witchfinder miniseries. I would suggest the first one. I forget what it's called, forgive me, but definitely looking forward to this. Give it a shot if you have the opportunity. I think it's going to be really good. Next on my list is number 3, Daredevil number 4. This is the wrap-up to the Daredevil Shroud storyline that's been going on, and the last couple pages get a little emotional, more so than I expected. Maybe it was just the last page, but it makes me excited for the Shroud's reappearance in this book. And also, the Owl gets a lot more powerful and a lot more, like, sinister, I guess, in this particular issue. So I'm looking forward to him coming back. I'm guessing, if not the next arc, the one after that is going to have to be an Owl storyline. But the Foggy stuff. Number 2 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 35. I feel like I just read an issue of Turtles. I must have double shipped or something, or they were a little bit behind. But I think this was my favorite issue since they got back to New York. This is Slash. If you've been reading the book, you know that he is a mutant turtle like the Ninja Turtles, but he's not as intelligent. Something seems to have been lost in translation, and I think I haven't read the beginning of this book, but I'm beginning to piece together the Turtles' origin just from the ones that I've read. It seems like they were human at one point, and they were mutated that way into Ninja Turtles. And Slash was a human at one point, and he was experimented on and turned into what he is. And they used Splinter's blood in this issue to sort of clear up his consciousness and make him intelligent like he used to be. And I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it's interesting, and I'm excited to see how his character is going to develop now that he is an intelligent character and they can actually have a real conversation with him. But his relationship with Michelangelo before they sort of healed him, fixed him, whatever you want to say, was actually really funny, and I'm sad that part of it's going to be gone. But once again, an awesome book. We get some more Casey Jones and the Hun stuff. I feel like that's been going on for a long time, but there's a lot of like background storylines going on, and they're progressing really slow, which is fine with me, and I think that's just how Turtles works. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, but definitely really excited to keep reading this book. 35 is another great issue. I don't think there's been one bad one since I picked the book up, so do yourself a favor and read some Turtles, whether it's in trade or in single issues. And then finally, my pick of the week, big surprise here. This is BPRD Hell on Earth number 120. This is the start of a new story arc, and forgive me, I don't remember what it's called, and it's already in its bag. But first of all, I'll start by talking about Lawrence Campbell's artwork, and I love it. James Herron did the last mini-series, I believe, and I really like his artwork on BPRD as well, but Lawrence Campbell is just absolutely fantastic. In this issue, it's sort of split. We get the telling of an investigation done by Hellboy and Professor Brum in the past, looking into some murders that have sort of some occult ties, and that's a really awesome part of the book, and I love that. It's cool to see Hellboy back in BPRD, whether or not he's teenage Hellboy or adult Hellboy. I really love it. And we also get the rest of the issue takes place at BPRD headquarters, which I love because I feel like there hasn't been an issue that's done that in a long time. If you read a lot of older BPRD, quite a few issues and a lot of the story takes place at BPRD headquarters, and it's been sort of abandoned with BPRD agents spread really thin. But in this issue, Liz and Phoenix come back. Kate is there, and it seems like she's gotten possessed. And everybody else doesn't know that yet. So this is only a two-parter, so it's going to have to wrap up in the next issue. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think I'm already enjoying this story arc more than I did the Reign of the Black Flame one. Not that it was bad, but this kind of story I think is really why I'm reading BPRD and why I love BPRD. So I would really suggest checking this issue out if you have the opportunity. Not a whole lot of prior knowledge needed for this particular issue, so definitely give it a shot. I think it was really great. And that's it for all my books this week. More of an up week compared to last week. I enjoyed just about all my books was outside of Batman Eternal. So that's it for me, guys. I'll be back on Wednesday with a pull list video. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.